Westworld.
Right. Everything is lawful. Westworld. The pressure on. I remember bringing nothing home. Make it a little just to make it known. Steady, ready, better watch your tone. When I was 5'7", I was breaking bone. I had a 5'7", now I want the chrome. 9'11", I was in my zone. Lose the argument or lose your dome. Who ain't no running up. Damn, now I'm coming up. They coming to kiss me, you dumb or what? You drawing, you done enough. They told me don't rush it, just wait my time. Paying attention, I see the signs. Coming right to me like Amazon. No time for distractions, I'm on the grind. Little shorty, your ticket, she knows she fine. Got a couple of so never mind. They throwing the shade cause they know I shine. Reason I'm going in overtime. You stuck in your ways, you keep fantasizing. I just go get it, don't think about it. Don't make it an issue, it ain't a problem. Not too much talking, just organize it. One Westworld, no way around it. Heavy, so you know I'm grounded. Too sturdy, I'm well rounded. Tunnel vision, I don't see a challenge. In the minute, I'm killing it. Case closed, I don't need a gavel. No, you hate it, don't even matter. New pay, still the same time.
Mike, but just never forget that I do not. Always have that fresh in your mind. That I feel absolutely nothing for your pain and your problem. Because I know that all of your pain and problems are a test to make you stronger.
I live in a world where we coincide. If you're not ready to stay inside, you're drowning away. You're gonna ride. You stick to the end, you get glorified. Yeah.
Seeing if you're gonna step up in Westworld, you're gonna run.
Stick to the end, you get glorified. Let's make it official, I'm one of them. One of the greatest is no exempt. It took me a minute to figure it out. I was struggling, and it made a man. I shuffled the deck and I played my hand. Just give me a reason to put them on you. Didn't believe that I had me a vision. Should I believe that you is loyal? We giving up game, they fumbling plays. I'm tired of talking, I'm racked out. Before that we started, they tapped out. I jumped in my duffel and blacked out. What you witnessing is elevation. Boy, roll to my destination. The haters, it's a celebration. And I put that on my reputation. When the fall, this a demonstration. They sick and I know they hate it. One Westworld every season. Hot boy, this dedication. I'm giving game, I don't need favors. Go against it, you won't see the danger. You ain't family, you a damn stranger. I'll beat your ass, I don't need a baby. I don't got time for excuses. I'm plotting on making the killer. I'm getting the feeling, they know that I'm coming, I'm running. Let's get to the business. I'm still playing my post. Taking the rim like these. Don't run with too many people. Facts, I don't feel none of us equal. None of us equal.
And there are some brothers and sisters that know that so much, they would never leave you. They would never abandon you. Since you have to stay alive here, they'll stay alive with you.
I live in a world where we coincide. If you're not ready to stay inside, you're drowning away. You're gonna ride. You stick to the end, you get glorified. Yeah. You stick to the end, you get glorified.
They're one West.
Just let me know if live.
Okay, come live.
Hey, shalom, shalom. With ISUPK coming on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the Commander General Johanna. Is a air on in here? Lock it.
You want the fan facing?
Yeah. Lock it. On the Commander General Johanna, you know what I'm saying? This is Arizona, ISUPK, Arizona. You know what I'm saying? We're located at 124. Oh, yeah. I'm saying 124, 16 North 28th Street. Get that right, correct?
Like 28 Drive.
28 Drive, Salaki, 28 Drive. You know what I'm saying? Under on the Commander General Yana, you know what I'm saying? We have class Tuesday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And classes is from Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon. Or 11 now. Salaki, we go from 11 to about 1 o'clock. I'm saying 11 a.m. to about 1 p.m. I'm saying in today's class, man, we're going to go into the book of Colossians. I'm saying the title of today's class is, I'm saying, remember the times are old, man. It's important to remember the times are old. So we're going to go into the scriptures, man, and prove, not really necessary to prove, but we're going to go into scriptures to show the Israelites of old time. They were going through certain problems, I'm saying, and issues in the old time, man, and how they got over it, I'm saying. And basically just remember the brotherhood, I'm saying, what brought us together to begin with, I'm saying. If you can from me out, you can bottom on. Read it from me out. Book of Colossians from the top of me.
Yes, sir. It's the book of Galatians, chapter 1, verse 1.
No, Colossians.
Colossians?
Yeah.
You mean Colossians are the one?
Yeah, Colossians. My fault, yeah. What did I say? Did I say Galatians?
I must have heard you wrong.
You said Galatians at first.
Okay. You know, we got a Passover coming up, man. The 54th, is it? 54th, right? 55th, my bad. My 55th annual Passover, the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? You definitely want to check it out. It's going to be in Durham, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? You can look us up, isupk.com. I'm saying our Passover is going to be in Durham, North Carolina. You want to definitely come through, check it out. I'm saying. Let me know when you got it from me.
It's a lot. The book of Colossians, chapter 1, verse 1, sir. The book of Colossians, chapter 1, verse 1. Paul, an apostle of Jesus Christ.
Paul, who?
Paul, an apostle of Jesus Christ.
We all know Paul. Go ahead.
By the will of God, and Timotheus, our brother, to the saints and faithful brethren in Christ, which are at Colossae, grace be unto you and peace from God our Father.
Grace be unto you and peace to God our Father. Right, go ahead.
And the Lord Jesus Christ.
So who's this Paul talking to?
Men of the Lord.
Right. I'm saying he's talking to the brother. Specifically who?
Timotheus.
Okay, calm. Go ahead.
Verse 3. We give thanks to God and the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, praying always for you. Since we heard of your faith in Christ Jesus and of the love which ye have to all the saints, for the hope which is laid up for you in heaven.
The hope which is laid up for you in heaven. What's laid up for us in heaven?
The kingdom.
Right?
Rulerships.
I'm saying what basically the promise of the Most High made to the Israelites, right? That's what's waiting for us. That's what we're doing this for. I'm saying, like I said, anybody want to know what the ISUPK is doing this for? ISUPK on the Commander General Johanna, we're all doing this for because we want to rule in the end, right?
Right.
That's any man I don't want that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm saying you're doing this because you want to be able to, the last day, right? In a time or the kingdom of heaven, you want to be with your brothers and sisters in the kingdom of heaven. I'm saying, and first of all, you want us to make it to the kingdom of heaven. I'm saying, and what we're doing this for, to become the rulership in the kingdom of heaven, right? Go ahead, family of the rulership, Slaki. Go ahead,
For the hope which is laid up for you in heaven, whereof ye heard before in the word of the truth of the gospel, which is come unto you as it is in all the world, and bringeth forth fruit, as it doth also in you. Since the day ye heard of it, and knew the grace of God in truth.
Since the day you what?
Heard of it.
Since the day you what?
Heard of it.
We all, every last one of us in the ISUPK have heard the truth. I never forget the day I heard the truth. I would never, ever, ever forget it. When I heard the truth, I never forget, man. when I was hearing about the truth, I think it was Romans 9:13. I think it was one of the scriptures I heard. I was like, what? Hate's in the first off, I didn't know anything really about the Bible to begin with, but much less for hate to be in the Bible. I'm like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? When it said that Christ is a black man, for some reason, like, it's not that, like I said, I was never in the church. I didn't know anything about the Bible like that to begin with, right? But I always, like a Christian did at that time, you know what I'm saying? I always believed in God, you know what I'm saying? I always believed there was a God, you know what I'm saying? And I remember when I heard that Christ was a black man, I couldn't believe it. I was like, ain't no way. So I kept looking at the scripture over and over again to see if it was a typo or good. And when the other Bible was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, this shit really in here. Like, you know what I mean? And when he said that ye that leadeth the captivity shall go into captivity, that got me too. You know what I'm saying? And I never forget when they said the Africans, when they said the Africans wasn't the Israelites, I'm like, what? When they said not all black people are in the kingdom, I was like, nigga, I was nervous. I was like, oh my God. Like, I started checking, like, man, what? Nigga, I was like, man, I was nervous, man. Let me go find out, man. I want to say it was almost like breath. It almost took my breath away. Like, man, I couldn't believe, like, man, am I really? Let me go see if they say it's okay. They say if the background is this, man. I call everybody. Hey, where was this from? What was her grandpa? I mean, what was it? Like, oh man, he was a. What you mean? It was this Jamaican nigga. Like, he put like, all right, cool. But I'm saying I couldn't. I was so happy to hear that, and I was like, I'll never forget the cat that I was learning the truth with at the time. I wouldn't say I learned the truth, but we both found out the truth at the same time, and we were like-minded at the time. I'll never forget. He was actually a heathen, so he thought his father was black, right? But his father's father was a white man. He's a light-skinned brother, right? And
he's a light-skinned devil.
Light-skinned devil. You know what I'm saying? And he about to get me jammed up on TikTok, man. I had it right before. You see, you pulled me off my pivot. But so the brother or the heathen, right? At the time, he was all for it, all for the truth and what was being talked about. I said, listen, like, these guys won't even accept you because you are from your father's father has to be from slaves. Your father's father is a white man. They're not going to accept you. I'll never forget, ever forget this. He said, what? And I showed him the video of the UPK saying it. Guess what he did? He stopped believing that day. He stopped believing that day. Yeah, he stopped believing that day. Yeah.
I mean, what benefit does it have for him? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He's a slave.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's in his kingdom. He's, you know what I'm saying?
He was looking at it like, ain't no way. You mean I gotta have this skin color and go through what I go? You know what I mean? Because they think that's how he was looking at it. Like, man, are you kidding me? This, you know what I mean? So he kind of took it out. He took it in, you know what I mean? He fed back. But I never forget, you know what I'm saying? Read that again if you can for me. We all remember the day that we heard of it, right? Start from that beginning of the sentence again.
Verse 6. Boom, boom. Verse 6. Which is come unto you as it is in all the world, and bringeth forth fruit as it doth also in you, since the day ye heard of it, and knew the grace of God in truth.
Right? We knew that, man, there is a God. That day when we heard about that, right? Keep going.
Verse 7. As ye also learned of Epaphras, our dear fellow servant, who is for you a faithful minister of Christ, who also declared unto us your love in the Spirit. For this cause, we also, since the day we heard of it, do not cease to pray for you and desire that ye might be filled with the knowledge of his will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding. So what is Paul saying here? This is all just a salutation so far. Right. All of this is just pleasantry. Right. So Paul is bigging up, right? He's giving like, listen, I'm saying we all like kind of like how I'm talking now. Like Paul is basically saying, listen, this thing that brought us together, you know what I'm saying? We all remember this. I'm saying we all remember this, the day that we heard of the truth and we were brought into the truth. You know what I mean?
and that like your brother said, he's giving pleasantry. You know what I'm saying he's bigging up. You know what I'm saying giving respect. Go ahead.
Boom.
Verse 10.
Verse 10. That ye might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work.
Being what?
Fruitful in every good work.
What does it mean to be fruitful in good work?
To produce. When you're a priest, you got to produce some shit.
When you're a priest, don't sway. When you're a priest, you have to do what?
You have to produce.
You have to produce, right? How do a priest produce, Razan?
Through teaching and bring other brothers into the truth.
Yes. So, what is a priest? What is a priest's job?
Like, sir, fish for men.
That's your job, right? Priest's job is to go to war. You know what I'm saying? You go out there, specifically us. Your job is to go out there, you know what I'm saying, and fish for men. You're fishers of men. Your job is to go fish to bring brothers into the school, man.
Right.
So meaning that if you're not doing no work, you're not being what, Kabbalah?
You're not being fruitful.
Fruitful. You're not being fruitful. Right? It's like that one parable. We all remember that parable, right? In Matthew's. We all know that parable. Who can pull it from Matthew? I think the 7th chapter. If you can pivot off of that for me. I think I have it here. What I have it written? Oh, I forgot my book. Get it for me. I'm saying I think of Matthew chapter 7, verse, I want to say 21.
Chapter 7, sir?
I think it's Matthew 7 and 21, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't want to say it to me. Okay. Oh, yep, 18. Boom. Trees.
Come on, yeah.
16 looks like a good start, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
Ye shall know them by their what?
By their fruits.
Go ahead.
Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
Every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, right?
Mm-hmm. But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Mm-hmm. That's all I got to say, man. Let me say this. If you're a brother out there, this is what I'll say. Especially a brother that I've dealt with women. This is what I'll say. If you're a brother out there and you're dealing with a wicked woman, let's say you had a wicked woman before the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all was in the world before the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You see, if you're getting the truth and you pick a wicked woman in the truth, read that again.
Lock in. Is it even so? Every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
A corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Make no misunderstanding. Every single thing we do fall back on us. To whoever much is given, much is expected. If you a man and you can have more than one wife, and you can deal with more than one woman, then certainly you have to understand that if you pick the wrong woman, you picked a corrupt fruit. That's something that a blemish on you, something you have to look in yourself. One thing about me is, I'm not brother. Remember those two brothers who were in Christ, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always say, I used to be careful where that brother that was on Christ is what?
Right
side, right? We all know that brother. You at least, I'm a brother. See, if I'm like this, whatever decision I make, my wrist, for instance, I'm a man, I make mistakes. 100% I make mistakes. I might tell my wrist to do something, it might be the wrong thing to do. I might have fucked up. I can eat that. I always say as a man, make sure you can eat that.
Yep.
Because, see, if you're with a woman and you start to hate her for the decision that you made the decision to lay with her. You made the decision to take her as a wife. She evil? Yes. You know what that means, nigga? It means you evil.
Right.
It's a lot, sir. And
Go ahead
she's
up.
perfect for you.
Say it again.
And it means she's perfect for you.
And it means birds of a feather flock together. So only you have to ask yourself, okay, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be in to correct yourself. Because believe me when I tell you, the minute you correct yourself and get in line, she will follow.
Yeah.
It's a woman's nature to follow. Any reason why they play basketball? Because niggas play basketball.
Right.
Even though we don't care to watch that. Salakia. I cannot stress this enough. I know the Meyer Moores out there. You know what I mean? I think women's college basketball was like going crazy, right? They're saying that like they're all over the place, right? I still have not watched one game. I haven't watched a game yet. Matzah, you watch one? I heard it's going crazy. Rizal, you watch one? I'm not being disrespectful. What I'm being is I'm showing you that the reason why women box, think about it. You mean women, their nature is to want to be pretty and beautiful and fly. You know what the reason why they box? Because we box. You ever had sisters? You watch them. You had sisters. They'll follow you. It's their nature. I'm always saying that to say, if you pick a bad fruit, you pick if a brother coming here, I say this, if a brother coming here and he comes in here, he gets his Hebrew name, and he turns to be an absolute wicked brother. That falls on who? You gave him a Hebrew name. Now, we can't control what any man and a woman do, right? Can't control it. You only can do. It's like when you have a child. I can only tell my son, listen, don't do this. Do this. Tell my daughter, do not do this. Do this. One day that I grow up and they got to make their own decision. And we got to live with it, right? Correct. We got to live with it. No matter how you try to discipline your children. You have children, you try to discipline and show them the right way. Here, the truth of the matter is they're going to grow up and they're going to make a decision. And they're going to do what they want to do. Because America afforded that. At one time in Israel, there was enough fear where they wouldn't even try certain things. Fear is a good thing. At one time, we would try something. Go ahead, Slaki.
I got a precept for that.
Go ahead.
It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 26.
Ecclesiastes 26. Go ahead.
26 and 23.
23.
A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
Read it again.
A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
A wicked woman, a wicked man's reward is a wicked woman. It's just simple. I'm here to tell you the truth. Listen. Take having more than one wife, for instance. This shit's for the bird. Believe me when I tell you. Believe me when I tell you. On the outskirts, they look wonderful and all that. Here's what you don't understand. You see, when you take on a wife, you take on all the issues and problems and demons that one have. You see, when you take on two wives, now you got all the demons and issues that one have. Not to mention demons that you find with. Take a strong man to deal with that. What I'm not saying is, I'm not saying you're weak. What I'm saying is, you maybe not be seasoned enough. You have to be very careful when taking a wife. Believe when I tell you. You hear the saying that's behind every good man is a good woman? Part of that is true. If you look at it, let me explain to you. All of the billionaires in the earth, right? Vast majority of billionaires in the earth. Do they have wives?
Yep.
Yes. You hear the Bill Gates, oh, he's divorcing his wife, or the other one, his wife is divorced. Do you know why they have wives?
Money.
Why do you have wife?
Taxes.
Here's what the rich man know. Lucky, I'm trying to keep it. You have that much billions, there ain't enough write-off. That be, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna use a man that's going viral, right? Why I wish we were gonna have the truth is, right? Would have been talking about this. P. Diddy, for instance, right? P. Diddy. I'm heard there's a saying going around called "No Diddy." Right. You say that. I'm telling you, when your name is ruined, it's it for you.
Right.
Right.
You might get another name. Even then, you can't run away from that. Even then, you can't really run away from it. I don't know what to tell you about that, man. But P. Diddy, right? Take P. Diddy I'm going to write to you out. Take P. Diddy, for instance. We all heard allegations on P. Diddy, right? Did P. Diddy have a wife? Yeah, who's his wife?
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez's wife?
No, my wife passed away.
Okay. So P. Diddy didn't have a wife, right?
He was with one of the girls from City Girls. Before that was Cassie.
I don't know. Yeah. Nonetheless, so he was with her. So P. Diddy don't have a wife. Okay. I'm saying this to say somebody came out, his brother in the world, right? And he made a claim saying that. He said, you know what? You know what I'm thinking that maybe having a wife sometimes is a good thing. Because you see all the shit that P. Diddy was doing, that he's getting caught red-handed doing. Maybe if he had a wife, he could have sent his wife and had his wife doing certain shit. Maybe she wouldn't have got picked up on. Maybe some of the things that he liked. And even though he's thinking about it in a wicked way, I say this to him to say this. That's the reason why God said what? He created a wife to be a helpmate. It's the reason why she's there to be a helpmate for a reason. You see, if P. Diddy had a wife, maybe all this wouldn't have, befallen him. Who knows? May have been harder to get to him. But from what I'm hearing, P. Diddy like men, right? That's what I'm hearing. Him and Meek Mill, last time which make Philly look bad. It's lucky on that. I know you from over there. I'm just saying, I know that's your hood, dog. I already, you know what I'm saying?
That's your backyard.
It is. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn,
It is. It is. Go ahead.
My sister, we didn't have a wife wouldn't matter because they said we were with Cassie. He worked with Cassie for 10 years.
Mhm.
And the thing is, he was selling out Cassie for men. So he like pimp her out.
He was pimping her out.
So I don't think
The reason why he lasts for that long is because he had her in between. Hey, Cassie's wicked. P. Diddy's wicked. You know what I'm saying? Keep going for me out. If you can for me, keep going for me.
Come. Slovakia.
Go back at collision.
Come. Okay.
I know you want to say something right up.
Nah, I was just gonna say he was his name is now a byword, you know what I'm saying, with the Bible calls a byword where it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm hearing him say
your
no
bird.
Diddy.
Oh,
No Diddy.
No
Yeah,
Diddy.
man, you know how bad that
Everybody
is?
knows. Yes.
When a man's name is ruined, that's it. You ain't got, what you gonna do with that? Right?
Right.
Slovakia.
What does it mean when God isolates you? You have to give me, if you can for me, Prague. Go, try to put it, ask her to, if you can for me, explain what do you mean by isolate? Isolate you, like what? When God take your husband, you don't have any husband anymore. Like what exactly you mean by isolate when He isolates you?
Like Jonas, like Christ.
When is the feast of unleavened bread? Who got a date for me?
The
Next.
21st.
April 21st.
It's April 21st is the feast of unleavened bread. Means you got to get all the unleavened out of your house, right?
Right.
Who asked? The sister Moesha asked that. Hey, shalom, sis. I want to keep it this year. Con, yes, sis. You know what I'm saying? ISUPK Passover is next week on Saturday, isn't it?
And the 20th.
20th. Yeah, all right. It'd be on the 20th, right? The Passover next week. So your Parak is in there. You go ahead and let her know, Parak. I'm saying, but yes, the feast. So basically, you got to go in your house. You got to take out all what like bread, baking soda, yeah, bread, baking
Yeast.
soda, the yeast. You got to get all that out of your house. Once again, before we go, I know there's a Passover week coming up, right? What? Did anyone know what the Passover was? We all know what the Passover was, right?
Come on.
Right? What was the Passover? If you could tell me what that is, anybody in the chat could tell me what that is, whether on Facebook, TikTok, anybody know what the Passover was? I'm saying anybody could tell me what the Passover was. Why was it called the Passover? That's what I'm looking for. Why was it called the Passover? All right. What did that signify? The Passover. That's for anybody on, you know what I'm saying, Facebook that can give me that. The Passover. Just give me the symbolism. What does it mean? The Passover. Apart from not eating no bread. Is there anything else I should do? She's apart from not eating no bread. Is there anything else I should do? The Passover was the last meal before it was killed. So no, the Passover, that's not the Passover, right? She said the Passover was the last meal that before Yahushua died.
That's the last.
Like that was called the Last Supper, right?
No, that was during Passover week.
That it was Passover week, yes.
Passover.
But I'm talking about the original Passover. Yes, I'm talking about the original Passover. Well, yes, that one is called the Last Supper. But I'm talking about the original Passover. Where did the original Passover come from? And she said, apart from not eating no bread, is there anything else I should? What you can do is, so the Passover, we usually live stream it, right? I think last year
It was live stream.
was live stream last year, right? Yeah, so IUCPK will be live streaming the Passover on April the 20th. I'm saying, so you definitely want to be on that live stream. You know what I'm saying? Take all the 11 out of your house, and you know what I'm saying, and just do what we do. Have some lamb, you know what I'm saying, some wine. And once again, I'll just give it an answer. The Passover was during the time of Moses. That's where the Passover come from. Right? Where the Most High Passover. Who remember the symbolism of the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the the death angel, he went and killed all the firstborn of Egypt. Unalive. Right? The unalive, right? I can't say that on here, right? You're right, yes. Unalive. Throw it on that out. He unalive all the Egyptian firstborn sons. That was what a Passover was. I mean, if you had a certain, what was it, a mark on your door, right?
It was the blood of
The blood of the lamb on your door. If you had the blood of the lamb on your door, you were not touched that day, right? But if you didn't have it, you lost the firstborn. Yes, that was the one. I'm saying, well, go ahead, Razan.
It's just a question too.
Yeah.
During the Feast of Unleavened Bread for 7 days, you gotta make sure you eat unleavened bread.
Yes.
For 7 days.
That's another thing too. And during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, you have to make sure you eat unleavened for 7 days straight. So basically, you eat unleavened from sundown Saturday, right? Sundown Saturday to sundown the next Saturday. Yeah, so it will be sundown this Saturday. You eat unleavened all the way till sundown the following Saturday.
Like not this Saturday. But
My bad. Yes, the next Saturday. Yes,
20th.
the 20th. You know what? That's why I mentioned I'd rather just go with dates, right? So sundown Saturday the 20th, you eat unleavened from that sundown to sundown of the very next following Saturday. The sun goes down. You eat unleavened, but you know unleavened is like the Mexican have called like tortillas or corn tortillas. My bad, not flour. Yes, corn tortillas. What up? Corn tortillas. I thought tortillas was just they both tortillas, right? But yeah, flour is 11. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so the corn one, meaning the yellow one you can eat, not the one with the flour, right?
Right.
You can eat. Go ahead, up.
Also dumplings and pasta.
Yes, dumpling. Yeah, any like dumpling we have, pasta, things like that. You can't have in your house. Once again,
Salami, sir.
Yeah.
The dumplings and the pasta are
No,
actually considered.
no, yes, that's considered unleavened. Yes,
As long as it doesn't have leaven.
as long as it doesn't have leaven in it, you can eat it. The dumpling and pasta is considered unleavened. Correct. Yeah, correct. Salakia on that. So basically, how you do it is each and every day, all you eat is that.
Right. And it's
Salakia, I always laugh because brothers always. So I can't sneak some. Go ahead.
We're not supposed to eat anything else but unleavened bread?
no,
You have to. So within that day, you have to
Consume.
Yes.
But you
Unleavened.
can't eat other things?
you can't eat bread.
You can't eat bread.
You can't eat leaven.
You can't eat
No
anything
leaven.
11.
Okay, well,
Anything
that's
11
fine.
you cannot eat in it.
We could eat a.
You can eat chicken.
Yeah, you can eat
Okay,
chicken.
cool.
You can eat. Yeah, you
I'm
can
like,
still
I've been
eat.
breaking the law years.
No fried chicken though.
Yeah, yeah. Fried chicken has flour and all that. So not fried chicken, but you can still eat. Don't get it wrong. It's not like you have to sit there and eat the corn tortillas all day. It's not like that. You can still eat the chicken. You can still eat like I mean steak or like you can still eat.
More lamb.
But you keep right, yeah.
Right.
I'd just rather just go keep it there. But you have to eat unleavened.
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's really to remember what our ancestors were going through. You know what I'm saying? To remember,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Because
Correct.
we had a rush to get out of Egypt
That's right.
after Pharaoh let us go.
Let us
you
go.
know? So we couldn't wait for the unleavening. I mean, the leavening to rise,
Right.
the bread to rise. You know what I'm saying? So we had
So-
to eat it unleavened.
If we can't hear the brother in the background talking, Officer Matazah, he's saying that the reason for the unleavening was the during the time of Egypt, our people were in a rush to get out of Egypt, right? We're in a hurry to get out of Egypt, so we couldn't wait for the unleavening to rise. So basically, it's a symbolism of time past. What our ancestors did, we're now willing to go through and suffer the same thing for them. That's all it really is, right? No different than the time of like. Imagine today somebody comes to you, IUCPK, telling everyone, listen, you need to go take the lamb blood, put it in your door. If you do not take the lamb blood and put it in your door, you're going to die. Your firstborn is going to die the following day. If you didn't listen, next day, your firstborn will be dead. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that today, what IUCPK is telling you, listen, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Like, I'm sure we all know that. Time is very short. Time is very, very short, right? And it's time for us to start learning these law, statutes, and commandments, to start to keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. And part of that is keeping the Passover. You know what I'm saying? Why are we doing it? Because our ancestors did it. God ordained us to do it, so we have to do it, right? Who knows? Let's just say this year, let's say that we didn't eat it in Lebanon, right? And because we didn't eat it in Lebanon, something happened the following week or whatever it is, because we didn't keep it. Who would have known? The reason why our people, black people we're a trendy people, right? That's the reason why Most High made us what it is. It made us really trendy, like meaning that if on TikTok, whatever the trending dance is, everybody's doing it, right? Whatever the shoes or the clothing, all the sisters want to do, all the brothers want to, like that's what this is. I mean, IUCPK keeping the Passover, like at one time it was a trend. That was our thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what differentiates us from the heathens, is keeping the Passover and keeping the high holy days. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you can from me out, just keep going for me.
Salaki, sir, where were we?
Give me start from 10 for me again. Verse 10. Galatians verse 10.
The book of Colossians.
I got it.
Colossians?
Yeah.
The book of Colossians, chapter 1 and verse 10. That ye might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing,
Mm-hmm.
being fruitful in every good work,
Mm-hmm.
and increasing in the knowledge of God, strengthened with all might,
Mm-hmm.
according to his glorious power,
Right.
until all patience and long suffering with joyfulness, giving thanks unto the Father.
Giving what?
Giving thanks.
Giving thanks. Meaning what? What did verse 11 say again?
Strengthened with all might,
Strength with all might. Go ahead.
according to his glorious power.
According to his glory. Whose glorious power?
Most High
The Most
power,
High's. Go ahead.
unto all patience and long suffering.
Unto all what?
All patience.
All what?
Patience.
What are the saints? What are
Patience.
saints? Patience.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying patience. I have to understand that your life is not gonna. You come to the IUCPK, I'm telling you right now, your life's not gonna. It's not gonna. You're gonna wake up tomorrow and all the hardship of your life, everything just is cupcake and beautiful, and it doesn't work like that. It's like you come into the UPK and now you have joined the race. You finally joined the race, because before you out there living, you were not in the race. You know what I'm saying you were not in the race. The only way for you to get to the kingdom of heaven is you have to finish the race. They ain't asking for you to win the race. Just finish the race. It's a long distance race. You know the saying that where they say this race is not for the swift, but rather those that can endure, right? Who said that? I think it was a song. What it was some Garnet Silk. That was one of my favorite Jamaican artists, man. Oh my God, yo. One of my favorite Jamaican artists, man. Garnet Silk is the name. This race is not for the swift. Of course, in the Bible, right? Rather those that can endure, right? And that's what this is. Patience, man. It's gonna take patience. You're gonna go through a lot. You know what I'm saying, but this the reason why. But the Most High chose you for that reason. Just remember, the Most High chose you. He know you can do it. You ever heard the saying when they say that God will never give a man more than what he can carry, right? So you can carry it. You can make it to that Passover, man. You can. I cannot stress this enough. I never forget the first Passover I went to. It was 2017. I was let's just say everybody know, I'm from Kingston, right? I'm from Kingston. All right. My family come from Trenchtown, right? Trenchtown and TG, right? Tivoli Gardens, my family come from, right? So I was born there, right? So, you don't have certain legal, I couldn't work. I couldn't during that time, right, Mataza? I was doing what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? I was working on the table, you know what I'm saying, with this brother right here. And I never forget, I decided that, you know what? I don't know who these guys are, but I do know what they're saying is truth. I want to go to this Passover. I want to, I want to change my life.
Right.
And what I did was I took a risk. I at least considered, right? What Revelation was talking about. I considered. I never forget, I asked my wife, right? Booked me a ticket. I got on that plane. I never forget. It was in the Bronx, Dresser Loop, right? I was in a hotel with 20 other brothers, man. Everybody playing cards, bones, dominoes, you know what I'm saying? All that. I remember going, I don't know none of these cats, but I just feel like I'm cool. I feel like I'm safe here. Like, I don't got to watch my back. I never forget when the Passover night, the following night, when it was Passover night, I had an iPhone. So I'm serving, you breaking the tables down. You working and all that, right? The Passover. Anybody been to a Passover, right? And I'll never forget my iPhone. It was an iPhone 7 or 8 at the time. It was something like that. Or iPhone 6, I think it was. Something like that at the time when it came out. I had a new iPhone. And I left my iPhone at the table. I remember I couldn't find it for nothing. I was like, man, where's my phone at? When I found out I didn't have it, I was like, oh my God, it's gone. I couldn't find it. I couldn't remember where I left it.
You said a room full of niggas.
I was like, yeah, a room full of niggas. It was Jamaicans in there, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. It was Cubans. It was, Haitians in there, like Judites in there. It was Mexicans in there. It was Native Americans. I was like, there's no possible way this phone is gone. So I kind of gave out that, man, this phone gone, man. When I went back to the table I was sitting at originally, my phone is still sitting right there. Ever since that day, I was like, these niggas was it. They ain't robbed me. Like I'm saying, y'all understand, like, I'm coming from a place where, like, man, like, you what? Like, they take, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't believe it. All the sisters were so friendly. Like, the sisterhood, like, just sisters talk. I never seen, routinely, women don't really get along with other women. Right. No matter what they say, let's not pretend. A lot of women find it hard to be friends with other women. A woman to tell you this, because other women are not really friendly. The sisters was really friendly with each other. They were talking. They were conversating. There was laughter. As kids was like, people just letting their kids run around. We had security all over the place. You know what I mean? So kids were just running back and forth. Everybody was looking out for kids. And it was like, you couldn't believe it. I think one brother lost something. And they went on a loudspeaker and said, if you lost to this, and this, it's over here. And then somebody ran around, oh, yeah, it's me. And I was like, what is this? I couldn't believe it. I was like, I never forget when I came back, my rib can vouch for. When I came back, I saw my rib, gave her a kiss. You see your woman again the first time. I looked at her, I said, this is it. I would never. I was like, I made my decision since then, like to death do us apart. This is a marriage, so death do us apart. That's what IHBK provide. Go ahead, up.
That was a piece of heaven, sir.
That was a piece of heaven.
That was the kingdom of heaven.
That was a kingdom of heaven. I couldn't believe it, man. I'm talking about, I always tell people this. There was this one Edomite cop, right? Edomite means like white cop, right? Caucasian cop. They banned you off there?
No, I just did.
Oh, okay. This one Caucasian cop, right? He was the whole venue we had about, God knows, like 100 security. Like, we had security everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Now, outside of the building, circle the building, we had security down the block everywhere. And this was sisters, people protection and all that. And there was one, they had to, I guess the venue had to allow one cop in because there was so much nigga. They're like, oh my God. So the one cop that was there, I never forget the look on his face, right? He had his head, this was his head the whole time. I did not see him look up not once. There was a kid, like they were kicking the ball around. The ball went over by him. He ran from the ball because the kid was running towards him. He was so afraid to get near one of her children. Like, that white guy, I said that he was afraid. Fear came over him. He was like, I am not. He thought we would have killed him in there if he was, which we might. He heard that kid, we might have done something.
Because he heard the prayers.
Yeah, he heard the prayers. He was like,
I heard the prayers and shit.
He heard the prayers. Fear was, I mean, only we saw the power that I asked him the whole. You know how dangerous the Bronx was.
Right.
The Bronx was locked down that night. No one, I could vouch for it. I was in the trenches with the UPK. We took over the whole Bronx that night on Dress and Loop. I would never ever forget that. Ever forget that. I'm talking about like the Trinitarian, whoever the gangs were out. They all knew us out there. They're like, hey, these niggas. We were so deep out there. They was like, hey. Like I said, we was running protection. Like we took over the Bronx that night. I'll never forget it. I was like, this is it. I would never ever like dwell with anybody else. This is it. I mean, that was my story when coming in here. So once again, the Passover is coming up. And you can have your own story this year in the Passover. You know what I'm saying? You can have your own story. You know what I'm saying? But once again, it starts with you making a decision that you're gonna take a risk. And that's what you're gonna do. Because that's what it is. I mean, you just gonna have to take that leap of faith as Christ said in Revelations, you know what I'm saying? At least consider, right? That's what you have to do, man. Just go do it. Just go do it, man. So go ahead, keep going for me.
Here we are.
Give me
verse 11.
Verse 11, yeah.
Verse 11.
I know verse 12, Slakia, verse 12.
Verse 12. Giving thanks unto the Father, which hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light.
Right? Keep going.
Who hath delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son.
Who have delivered us, right, from the power of darkness. What was the power of that darkness? All the wickedness we was doing before, right? All the whoremongering we was doing. I mean, the whoring, right? Like the stealing, lying, all that filthiness that we was doing before. The Most High has delivered us from that. So he's telling like Paul, this is Paul speaking right here, man. You know, once again, like Paul's a powerful brother, right? Paul's telling them like, listen, like, I mean, like it's important that we read these stories. These are our history, but for us to remember this, so we don't forget the times are old. You know, the Bible said there's nothing new under the sun. The same thing they went through back in past time, the same thing today that we're gonna go through. I can show you Christmas in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Christmas in the Bible is I think it's Jeremiah, I think the 10th chapter, right? If I'm not mistaken. You could go, right?
Oh yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Let me check because I meant.
Yeah. 10th, right? Come on, yeah. Jeremiah the 10th chapter, you can find Christmas in the Bible. I mean, you want to find slavery in the Bible, you go to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter where the curses was. You go to verse 68, God will tell you what he would bring Israelites into slavery with ships. The only person that have been into slavery with ships is known that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, right? Black people that came over here on the slave ships, right? And the Caribbean islands, in the Americas, right? South America, right? And not to mention all the Native Americans and the Aztecs and the Taino Indians they took back to the UK, right? During Columbus time, Columbus time, right? Like I'm saying, so only our people went through that. So we can go into the Bible, and when I tell you there's nothing new under the sun, you name it, it's here. Right? So that's why it's important that we remember this time, man. Like, trust me, the prophets is going through the same thing we was. They had whatever the issue was with each other, right? They all didn't get along. But there's one thing they had in common was what?
Slavery.
Yes, but during their time, what's the one thing they had in common?
They knew who they were.
Being on topic.
The truth.
The truth, right? And they all decided to join the race. That's one thing they had in common. They say, you know what? We was chosen for this job. Right? So we're going to go out and be fishers of men. We're going to be the one to go out and gather the people. Do anyone know what's going on the border right now as we speak? There's Hispanic kids on the border right now as we speak. Mexican kids in cages right now on the border as we speak. And a lot of the Haitians that's on the border right now, like a lot of them that try to come through the Mexican border, right? They've also been held in cages right now as we speak. So I'm here to tell people, man, I don't understand what substance you feel like, this life you feel like you live in that's so great and wonderful. I'm here to tell you, like, you tell me. Because the life that I'm living in is hell. There's no way I can be enjoying life and my brothers and sisters are in hell. Here's one thing you could take from Apayakan is this. And this is everyone from Kingston, right? From the time, because I was born in Pienland, Kingston 11, I was born in, right? Pienland, I was born in, right? One thing you take from me is this, and they always been saying to me from the time I was little. I'm somebody, you see, if I'm invited to the party, I ain't going if my wolves can't come with me. If my brothers can't come with me, I ain't going. So I don't know what life you're enjoying if your brothers and sisters are in hell. I'll say shame on you. Shame on you that there's black women out here. You're not hear what's going on from DC in the Midwest and the East Coast, all the black sisters that's being kidnapped. Black and Hispanic women that's being kidnapped and being sold into sex slavery. They find some of them being cut open for their body parts and all that are people. How that make you feel as a man? No, your woman is out here. I mean, our nation, our sisters out here being picked off one by one. Ever heard the story of the white man? He was coming off the train station in New York. He was coming off of, and he had a knife on him. The story that he ran up, it was two sisters walking to get three sisters, and they walked out. You heard about it? No, I'm talking about the one that they walked off the train station. He stabbed him in the neck.
Oh my God.
That's the one I'm talking about. Like the sister, like this one happened on the East. I don't know if it was in the Bay. Yeah. He pulled out his blade for no reason other than he said he wanted to unalive some black people. So who did he choose? Instead of choosing a man, he chose a woman. He chose a woman. And these are the people that we serve. These are the people that you choose to hold yourself. Oh no, I'm not a racist, or no, I'm not this. You know what I mean? I'm not like these Israelite people. I don't believe in racism. I tell everybody all the time. Let me explain something to you. I'm gonna coin a term from Captain Kahan, right? He says racism is a team sport. Case in point, team sport, meaning that the only way for these other nations to be racist, they have to be playing as a team. I mean, enough of them is racist.
Right.
That's what people don't understand.
Right.
They act as if like these Caucasian people, this is what I'll say, right? This is the truth. I'm gonna say this. I always say this. No white people have done me personally any wrong. In fact, white people have been some of the kindest people to me. All my enemies, you see all these scars I had. I mean, I've been poked a couple times. I mean, Salakia, no Diddy. I was way off. I mean, I've been stabbed. I'm gonna come on and say it. I've been stabbed a couple times, and I was way off a little bit. So I'm saying that to say all my enemies have been blacks or Hispanic people. That's it. All my enemies have been them.
That's crazy. That's wild.
All my enemies have been them. But yet still, you still hear me speaking here the way I do. You know why? Because I understand that. The reason why my people did what they did to me, because they are in captivity. They're in hardship. You see what the Haitians are going through in Haiti? Huh? See what the Mexicans are going through on the border? Black people going through here in America? The reason why they're going through that, the reason why they're going through that is these same people that you chose not to, as you said, they're not racist, they're not hateful, they're not whatever. Donald Trump won Arizona by 90% vote. Meaning that I hate to tell you, you see that little so-called white friend that you have? More likely they voted for him. I'm sorry to tell you.
Right.
They believe in what he believes in. This is not, I tell you all the time, take your personal feelings away. Think survival. Right? We're grown. You have children, right? Let me ask you this question. And this is all black, whether online right now, anybody right now online watching, anybody on Facebook watching, I mean, Instagram, all that watching, right? Let me ask you this. I'm going to coin another term. This one is from a man by the name of Muhammad Ali. You know where I'm going with this one. Muhammad Ali had a saying. He said, if there was 10,000 rattlesnakes coming down that aisle right now, imagine you're in an aisle, right? You're in an aisle. You're standing in front of a door, right? It's 10,000 rattlesnakes coming down. 7,000 of them is non-poisonous, meaning that, or rather 7,000 is poisonous, right? 3,000 is non-poisonous, right? Meaning 7 out of 10 of them is poisonous, and the other 3 is non-poisonous. You have two choices. You can stand in front of that door, hope and pray that the other 3,000 snakes, mind you, snakes block the other 7,000 coming, protect you from the poisonous one, right? Or you can close the door and lock them all out. Which one would you do? Do you close the door and lock all the snakes out? Or do you hope and pray that the ones that's non-poisonous, the one that's not a racist, that they will gather themselves together and protect you? I'm here to tell you with the utmost disrespect. If your answer is you would rather have the 3,000 gather together and protect you, then you're a fool. And what did God say about the fool? Give me that in Matthews. What the Most High said about a foolish man, right? And I'll say with the utmost disrespect, you're a fool. You know why? Because even an animal knows self-preservation. It's nothing personal. It's just that you and your people, nation of people, have a history of hurting me and my people. And I don't know who to trust. So I got to cut you all off. Go ahead, Op.
I got this is something I was bringing out this Tuesday, right?
Right.
It's called the history, right?
The history. Go ahead.
This is from the Ambition Collective.
Collective ambition.
Ambitiouscollective.com, right? And it talks about the unknown history of Mexican lynchings, right? It says lynchings. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the screen so
Yeah, put it. You can put it on the screen so they can see it. I know I'm on TikTok. You guys probably can't see it. So the brother's talking about the unknown. So he's going to the history of lynching. Who know that one story? That one sister that was lynched. She had a ring on her finger. The one that had a ring on her finger. They hung her over the bridge. You know the history. The sister that was. So there was a sister, right? This is a famous one. You go look up the lynching, right? It's a famous one. She was a sister. Her husband, like, so lynch mob came for her husband, right? They came for her husband, and she didn't want to give her husband up, right? So she tipped her husband off, saying, "Listen, they're coming for you. You should run, go." So he took off and ran. When they came and looked for him, they found her, right? She said, "Well, I don't know where he's at. He left." They said, "You're lying." Grabbed the rope around her neck, threw her off of the bridge. Like, when I mean legit, grabbed her, wrapped the rope around her neck, tied off on the bridge, and just threw her off the bridge. It broke her neck, snapped her neck, and killed her. If you notice in that picture, you're gonna see her with the ring on her finger, or unalive her. My apologies, unalive her, right? Unalive her. That's the famous one. You can see the ring on her finger. You can't miss it. That's the people that we're dealing with now. Now I'm here to tell you, you can forgive it all you want. Let me show you how they don't forgive and forget. Haiti, right? Haiti had the first slave rebellion. You know why the Haitians are going through what they're going through right now? It's because France and the other European nation have completely cut out Haiti for the past 100 years, right? For their part in slavery, for the Haitians rebellion in slavery, starting a rebellion. That's why Haiti is in the condition it's in today. If anybody didn't know, in fact, I'm gonna do that a class on what's tomorrow, Friday. After Lashuan Kodash. I'm probably gonna go into it. Let's do it Saturday. I'll be here Saturday. I'm gonna do it Saturday. I have my notes on now. I'm gonna do it Saturday. I'm gonna do some more research. I'm gonna bring it out on Saturday, right? I'm gonna go into the history of Haiti. I'm gonna show you why Haiti is what it is, and show you that these people who you say that maybe we should just forgive, maybe we should just forget and forgive. I'm gonna show you how they don't forget and they don't forgive. And they don't forget nor forgive, and they rule the earth. If you have any love for your sons or your daughters, at least teach them this self-preservation. At some point, you got to say enough is enough. If anything that should bind all Black and Hispanic people together is this simple fact that we're at the bottom of every demographic. That should at least bring us together, right? We should at least be able to dwell on that fact. Whether you're American, Black American, whether you're a Mexican, Jamaican, you're a Haitian, you're from Trinidad, you're from South America, right? You're from Colombia, Brazil, whether you're from, one thing we all have in common is this slavery.
Right.
We have a common enemy. We should at least have that in common. Self-preservation at some point. My God, people. It's not about hate. It's about this. It's about surviving now at this point. Not about not hating anybody. It's not a personal. I go to work. I deal with them on the business of, but the minute we leave work, that's it. Where I go eat at, most of the time I go spend my money. I spend my money amongst my own people. I'm sorry. If anybody know me, you can find me at the Benjamin spot. I come eat at the Benjamin spot. Why do I go there? I can go to other places and eat. I sure can. You know what I'm saying? When I used to go there all the time, I work hard. I can go eat wherever I want to. But you know why I choose to go eat my own kin? Because surely they're my kin. I'd rather go eat my own. You find me or at the Issacharite spot I go to. I'm famous to go to. You know what I'm saying? Well, the sisters I even go to. Why I go there? Because they're my people. Or the Mexican truck I go get tacos from. Why I go there? Because they're my people.
Right.
If anybody didn't want to know a black spot, it's called what's called again? That Jam. Who know that new black spot in town? It's called Jam. It's a new black restaurant. They're from Louisiana. They're up north here.
We were just talking about it too, huh?
Yeah, I was literally just talking about it last time. Oh my gosh. Huh?
A jambalaya joint?
No, it's not jambalaya. It's called
It turns into a club.
trust me, the food is no, that one is called
Yikes.
man, I forgot that one too.
Yeah.
I forgot that one too. You know what I'm saying, but I get it though. I'm saying I get it. It'll come to me. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I got the piece about the foolish man.
You got a foolish man. Go ahead. Go God said about the foolish man, right? If anybody would choose to, you want to hope and pray that 3,000 protect you, the one that's not racist or the one that's not poisonous, protect you from the poisonous or the racist ones. Here's what God said if you're hoping and praying for that. Go ahead.
Verse 4, this book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 24.
Matthew 7:24. Go ahead.
Therefore, whoever heareth these sayings of mine and
There-
doeth them,
Therefore, whoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, right? Go ahead.
I will liken him unto a wise man,
So if you do what I tell you to do, you're a wise man, God is saying. Go ahead.
which built his house upon a rock.
A wise man that built his house on a rock. If anybody know, if you build your house on a rock, you're a wise man, right? Go ahead.
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house,
Mm-hmm.
and it fell not.
And it fell not because why? It's on a rock, right? You build your house on a rock. It's a wise thing to do, right? Because they have a foundation. Go ahead.
For it was founded upon a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 26. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth not them,
Anybody that hear these sayings, right? You hear what I'm saying, that these things that we're doing is wrong, right? That we got to start coming back to the Lord. If you hear this and you don't do it, you keep doing the wrong things. Hear what God said. Go ahead.
shall be likened unto a foolish man.
Shall be likened unto a what?
A foolish man.
A what?
A
A
foolish man.
foolish man. You are a foolish man. Go ahead.
Which built his house upon the sand.
Like a foolish man who built his house on a sand. You got to be a fool, an absolute fool, if you're going to sit here and wait for that day to come, hope and pray that the ones that's not poisonous, the ones that's not racist, protect you from the one that is racist. Can you not read the room? Can you not read the room? Their history proved them. Their history proved them to be wicked, proved them to be absolutely terrible people, man. Terrible people. Am I saying every last one of them is terrible? Am I saying that, Parag? Yes. I'm saying it. Ask me why I'm saying it.
Sloppy, sir.
Go ahead.
Why are you saying that?
The reason why I'm saying it, what are for asking me that up? The reason why I'm saying it is this. Racism is a team sport.
Right.
Either you play together and win, or you cannot play and lose. The only way for you to be racist is for you to do it together. There's enough of them together. Case in point, Israelites, right? Israelites was taken into slavery, right? With ships during the transatlantic slave trade. Were there bad Israelites on the ship, Parag? Was there wicked Israelites? Yes, there was wicked Israelites in the ships that came over. Razan, was there good ones in the ships that came over? Okay, yes, there was good ones in the ships that came over. So why did the wicked ones and the good ones share the same faith? Why not just the wicked ones? Because they're on the same team. Give that a hand. Because they're in the same team. Racism is a team sport. Understand that you either can win together or you can divide and lose by default. It's up to you. You can come together and win. Because we're the stronger people. History have proved that we're the stronger people. We're just a foolish nation right now. You know why? Because we refuse to come together. And what IUCPK and the Commander General Johans have been saying since 1968 is, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. Because we're the nation that's not desired. We're the nation that needs to come together. We're the people that need to come together. We're the ones that need help. And if we do not come together, I'm here to tell you this. This is like, you ever saw a slaughterhouse?
Yep.
Everybody saw a slaughterhouse, right?
Yep.
So when I be watching these slaughter videos,
You watch slaughter videos?
yeah, I'm not educational purpose. I ain't you. Come
Yeah,
on.
I know.
I mean, it's a lot. Yeah. So like, brother started smiling on that. Come on, Doc. And hey, if anything we know about Kabata Moth is this. Kabata Moth is gonna be that brother who will say, I don't know, this slave is acting up. I need you to help me do. You gotta do something with this one.
I'm gonna ask you one question.
Yeah.
Do you want him back?
I'm saying I don't really care to have him back. You can do what you want to do.
Yeah,
You
you want him
know what
back.
I'm saying? But I'm watching these back to the slaughter, right? I'm watching these slaughter videos because I wanna. There's a lot of things as a man that I feel like. See, I'm this kind of man, right? That you see, if I don't know something, I'm making my business as a man to go learn to do that thing, right? I always brought up like changing the tire, for instance. My pops, see, I come from. My pops is come from the slums, right? Like they come from rough background. You know what I mean, the only thing they know how to do is play with sticks, right? They put it together, take it apart. They can do it. That's what they do. That's what they play, right? So as far as things like changing a tire, I mean, certain things you should know, like your father should teach, pass down to a son, or a man should know. I was never taught that, right? That's what it is. So I never taught those things. What I try to do is I don't make that an excuse for me. I try to go out and learn to do these things myself. That's the reason why if you take a whole chicken, I can cut up and clean a whole chicken, right? I can I'm telling myself like I'm learning to how to skin like a goat. You know what I'm saying, or like not a goat, but like a cow, right? Or a deer, for instance, right? I'm learning these things like so. I watch these videos to say okay, where I start from. I mean, I make a mental like because one day I feel like I'm gonna have to use these things. I'm gonna need to, you know what I mean, unalive something and then be able to take the head off, gut it out of properly. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I'm saying. I try to make sure. Verify. So Lucky, I don't know why something's popped on my screen to verify to continue.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know what they're asking me to. Something popped on my screen just now. Okay, yeah, Salakia. So I'm making my business to learn these things, right? And one of the things that as I grow older, I'm starting to realize more and more is Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. Here's what we don't understand, right? We're a people that come from, we're fatherless, right? We're a fatherless nation. Even if you had a father, even if he was there physically, you can't tell me 10 things that he taught you. If we're going to be honest, right? You can't tell me 10 things. I mean, what he has taught you, I'm not talking about the wickedness, right? I'm not talking about how to hunt and how to do that. I'm not, you know what I mean? Or to pursue someone. I'm not speaking on that. I'm just saying 10 things that a man or a woman, right, should know. You can't tell me 10 things. We are a fatherless nation, right? And because we're a fatherless nation, the cycle has to break at some point. The cycle has to break. So what I try to do is, right, I try to make it my business to learn that which was not taught to me. No different than what the time where I came and I pursued the Most High, right? By digging in this and reading and researching and all the I can't. My ribs always talk about this, man. The books. I'm talking about the books on books. Salakia, you look like a heathen. Cannot go live with you right now. I'm saying the books on books of notebooks I was going through doing precepts, man. And like I'm telling you, I can't even like everything I was studying, all the history. I mean, I went all the way into Che Guevara. I mean, the guns and like like everything, you name it. In the Bible, like I was when I came, everything from the beginning. I was in. I mean, books of Allah, all those. I think my ribs said they not moved. They got taught by accident, something like that. I mean, but I'm gonna say that to say, like, I try to make it my business, and the things that I lack, I got to teach myself, because once again, we're a fatherless nation. Go ahead.
Just young man was commenting. He was saying, young man Daryl, I think his name is
Daryl.
It says, I be thinking the same thing. You never know when we need to do that type of stuff.
No, yeah, you're right, Daryl. 100%. You know what I'm saying? What we have to understand is, as a nation of people, like just specifically speaking on the men, for instance, the men are the leaders of the nation, right? And because we're a fatherless nation, here's what a lot of fatherless men rather pick up. Number one, being effeminate, right? It comes with you. I mean, two, you don't know how to deal with decisions and making decisions, and whether it be standing on your word or, you know what I mean, how to deal with certain situations. Take something as small as, I never forget when I was young one time, right? Or when I was young, rather, I should say. My sister, I forgot what she was doing. And my father, the reason I can go back to this is because I did it with my son recently. He said, "Hey, what are you doing, man? Just let her talk. She's a girl. I mean, women like to talk. Let them talk." I'm saying, if you let that bother you, man, come on, man. You a boy, man. Cut it out. She's a girl. You ain't no girl. You can't do what she do. You're a boy. She's talking. Ignore her. Believe me, if you ignore her enough, she'll shut up. See, more you keep feeding into it and show it bother you, she'll keep picking at it. I never forget my father taught me that. The reason I could bring that one up is because I just mentioned that to my son, right? She's picking on me and she's bothering. I'm saying, hey, what are you doing? Relax. I'm saying, relax. It's something you have to learn. I remember telling him, this is something you have to learn, man. She's a girl. See how funny how life is? Like, my father told me the same thing. I'm now, tell him the same thing. Of course, I put my daughter to the side and said, listen, I asked her, do you want to get married one day? She said, yes. Are you sure? Yes. A man is not going to marry you. You keep running your mouth. You hear me? She looked at me and said, yes. So they're not going to want to marry me because of my mouth? I said, yes. I said, absolutely, yes. Go ask your mother. Ask your mother's mother. Look in history. Look in the streets. You do know that over 80% of the crime in the streets is behind a woman, right? If not 90% of the crime in the streets is behind a woman. A man sleeping with another man's woman. A woman, she messing with this man and also messing with this man. And now they're at war with each other. A man disrespect that man's woman. And I always go back to this. Taking Chicago, for instance. Those two blocks that was fighting against each other. Would you believe it started because one woman was sleeping with one brother from, Parkway Gardens, right? It was called Wick City at first, right? From Wick City at the time. And she was also sleeping with another brother from the other side. And would you believe, instead of them calling her a whore and put her outcast, they went to war against each other for that? Everything started over a woman. I have to understand what God said about women. Be careful. God said what? If it was not for the Bible, the woman would be the most powerful thing on the face of the earth. Beyonce have a song called Who Run the World, Girls, right? You know what Beyonce made that song? Because she's right. Women run this world. That's why there's so much crime.
Ooh.
Go look up and study up on World War II, World War I. World War I and look and see how it was started. World War I started over a woman. Ask them who Hitler was messing with, right? Go look in the woman that started World War II. Start over a woman. Who remember Eve? That's where the term naive comes from, right? Who remember Eve in the Bible? Remember what Eve did? All this over a woman. That's how powerful women is. So meaning, if you do not find a way to rule over this woman, because a real woman is going to want to be ruled over, believe me. Ain't no real woman out here want a man to be making every decision for her, want a yes man. I never forget when a man told me, he said, young man, come here, sit here. I never forget when he told me this. He said, you want to keep your wife happy? One day you're going to have a wife. You want to grow older, you're going to have a wife. You want to keep her happy? Remember this. Guess what he said?
Don't talk.
Just say yes. Hey, honey, can I go? Yes. Hey, honey, can I go? Yes. Look, ain't no real woman want a yes, man. No woman that I know, no woman that I care to pursue. Believe me, it's one thing about me. I love a feminine woman. Ain't nothing more than like she matched me. The reason I say she matched me because I'm a masculine man. So by nature, I want a woman that can compliment me, right? Being a feminine woman. And both of us gonna make magic together. That's what at least someone like me being a masculine man I'm attracted to. I would assume a feminine woman would be attracted to a masculine man. Someone that you don't want someone you can rule over. It don't work like that. God said the head of every woman is the man, your husband. The head of the man is Christ. The head of Christ is God. So it goes God, the Most High, Christ, man, woman, children. That's the order of life. And a real woman, like Esther, show you how much power Esther had. How did Esther get her power?
By listening to a broke nigga.
By listening to a man. I'll tell all the women, go and read the book of Esther, man. Trust me. Esther, up to today, we have what's the holiday we used to celebrate Esther again? The Day of Purim, right? The Feast of Purim, right? The Feast of Purim. The Feast of Purim is dedicated to Esther, story of Esther. She was so feminine and beautiful and sweet. She got all these brothers thousands of years. Today, we're still celebrating her. How feminine she was. I would say this, man, where they describe Esther.
Mm-hmm.
All I think about in my head, Esther, you have a woman like Esther, being a masculine man, you know what I'm thinking about? Conquering her. That's it. What I mean by conquering her, see you laugh. I'm talking about conquering her is what a woman like that is. You wanna like what? I'm not talking about like just things that adults do, like sex. I'm putting that sex is the least. Of course, you want to breed that. I mean, off the rip, like you want to breed a woman like that. You want her to carry all your sons. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm talking about just having a conversation. I mean, being able to dwell with her, be able to hold hands and walk together. I'm talking about like that's a woman that you want, right? And I would assume a woman like that want a real man, right? A masculine man. You want one you can rule over. If you can't from yet, give me where the Bible said, gather yourself together, O nation not desires. I'll close it out. There's one thing we can all agree on is we have a common enemy. More importantly, that we're all being Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We're going through the same. We all have the same fate. We're all going through hell. My heart goes out to those Haitian brothers. You know why? Because they're my kin. Right. How selfish would I be if I didn't care nothing for the Haitians? What I mean by care for them, take what the IUCPK did. IUCPK went on the border and fed the Haitians. This is what I ask you. Ask your Christian pastor, did he do that? Go to church and ask the pastor, hey, I got a question for you. All this money that we're collecting in the church and all, how come we don't just get all the other churches together or even just get this church and we don't go down there and feed the Haitian people or feed the Mexicans on the border and the children? How come we don't go help people, man? Create some sort of substance in our life. How come we just come here every Wednesday through Saturday and we just give money to the church? And I mean, we still go home and, you know, we just like go to work. It's all we want our life going to be. Just go to work, get up, go to work every day and just eat, sleep, SHIT and sleep. That's it. That's all we're going to do. That's what I said. Is anything about me is this. I ain't going if my brothers can't come. This is what I always tell everybody, man. Listen, to me, I look at success a little different, though, man. I always tell everybody I look at success a little different. I look at success like this. It's not about where I can go. It's about how many brothers can I take with me. I always say the same shit. It's not about where I can go. Success means nothing if you don't got people you can enjoy it with. If you don't got your kin with you, what does it matter if you living good? What does it matter? I always say, what does it matter? Look at Diddy. All the money ain't worth nothing now, huh? I'm heard that they raided his house or something like that recently, right? Right? Yeah, they raided his house. Look at all that. What's all that billions go? I can't help him now. Huh? Where was all these celebrities? You know, here's what's gonna happen, right? This is what black people's. I'm about to close the class out right now. Here's what black people's famous for. Here's what will happen. Black people, when Diddy get indicted, black people will start to say this. Oh, they're just going after him because just to picking on another black man. They're just picking on another black man. Razan shaking his head. My line, Razan. They already said they're just picking on another black man because he's rich and they don't want no black billionaires because Diddy was about to buy Nike. And Diddy was about to save our people from. Diddy wasn't got to do a goddamn thing. Diddy's a selfish nigga who no different than King James at the time. King James was a selfish nigga. Did you know that? Let me ask you a question. It's called King James what?
Version Bible.
What? King James, what number? 1611. 16 what?
11.
16 what?
11.
16 what?
11.
1611. During 1611, where was the Israelites?
Rome.
Slaves.
Say it again.
Slaves.
We were slaves. Would you believe that King James? If anybody go through your history, King James is not a white man. King James of Scots is a black man. Whoever heard the story, the Braveheart, the movie, the Braveheart, the movie Braveheart, right? What's the actor of Braveheart? Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson. Would you believe that story is in fact a story of a black man? That is a lie.
Wow.
Ain't no white man gonna start a revolution over his woman. Black man did over their woman. White man don't care about women like that. They care about playing with each other in the locker room. No pun intended. Facts. No Diddy.
Yikes.
Right? I mean, King James of Scots was a black man. You ever heard of Mary, Queen of Scots?
Mm-hmm.
There was a show called Reign. Go look at that story, that show called Reign. Mary, Queen of Scots. Put this in. Type this into your Google, right? It's called the Jacobite Rebellion. Jacob, the word Jacob, then Ite, rebellion. I think Jacobite, Jacobite rebellion. Type that in. You're welcome. Those were black people living in there. In Scotland, you ever heard of said black people rule Europe for 1,000 years? Like, are you joking? Don't let these white people steal our history. They're not from England. White people don't come from England and UK. They don't come from there. They come from the Caucasus Mountain of South Georgia, Russia. That's where they come from. Right. They come from the Caucasus Mountain. That's the reason why they call Caucasians. Right. That's where they come from. King James was a black man. And during this time, when he was king, where was black people again, Razan? In slavery. Diddy's no different than King James. They were living good and wealthy while our people on the bottom, they couldn't do what Moses did. Don't forget, Moses grew up rich, privileged. Moses left from up here, from a height of his life and come all the way down to the bottom to come dwell with his people. What's the point of success if you cannot take your kin with you? Success is you not being up here, you not making all this money. It's how many niggas can you pull up with you? How many of your kin can you take with you? Read that for me, y'all. You got it for me? Yeah, go ahead.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, and verse 1.
Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Loud and strong for them, out.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
God said to gather yourself together. Gather yourself together, O nation not desired. You are not desired, black woman. Here's what I mean by not desired. Everybody want to be black, until it comes time to be black. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted, you see them today. It's not pretty when all the models today, right? They love a model. At one time, they like a model to be slim and all that. Right now, these white women are starting to, which I don't even call it real butts to begin with, because it's muscle, right? It's muscle in it, to be honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, personally, I wouldn't know because I don't do a white woman. I don't know. But nonetheless, it wasn't pretty when our woman had it, right? At least that's what they say, right? Oh, now it's beautiful when Kim Kardashian have it now, right? It looks good when this Asian woman have it now, right? These Arab, you know what I'm saying? It's good when they have it, right? At one time, like black men, the way we dress and talk, and it wasn't cool when we doing it. Oh, it's cool when Eminem do it.
No.
Huh? At least according to them. According to them, it's cool when, what's the other one? Machine Gun Kelly. It's cool when he do it. What's the other one? The drug addict that died. God damn, I keep forgetting he died, man. Mac Miller, right? It was cool when Mac Miller was doing it, right? They said, man, this boy he can rap in this. It's cool when he can do it. Everybody want to be black until it comes time to be black. God said to gather yourself together, O nation, not desired. Nobody desire you. You're a byword unto them. They call you nigga, black. They call you all type of words. They don't care about us. Look at the Haitians. They were letting tons of Allah Akbar and Muhammad's in from Palestine, right? They were letting all them immigrants in.
All right.
What about the Mexicans? What about the Haitians? You're not gonna let them in? Oh, it's different now. It's different now. It's different now. That's what I said all the time, man. A lot of black people in today's time, we've developed if you can't beat them, you join them. And that makes you a coward. You are a coward. You really don't love them. You don't love these other nations. You don't love these Asians. Like, you don't love them. White people, you don't really truly love them. You're a coward. You join them, you submit to them out of fear.
Right.
Because they've been winning and they've been ruling over us. So you submit to them. I'm here to tell you that in ISUPK, we would rather die. You see the way I talk. You see on the streets when we go over camp speaking, you see the way we talk. Surely you cannot say these men do not regard their own life. Right? Black men are being killed left and right, and they're telling the police that they are the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's
to their face. Surely they don't regard their own life. Tell them, look in my eyes. You can't believe where I've been and where I'm coming from. I told you I come from Kingston. Right?
That's right.
Come from Kingston. Right? So you can't believe the distance I've traveled, the journey I've been through to come here. Much less to survive here. I told him, what God said again?
Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. Go ahead.
Yea.
Yea. Gather. Go ahead.
Gather together. O nation not desired.
O nation not desired. You know where America messed up at? In the midst of their greed? They allow, because every election year, here's one thing I'm gonna close the class out. This is one thing I'm gonna say. Because the greed of our oppressor, right? The so-called white man, his greed will be the end of him. See, they wait, being the Democrats, they wait till every election year where an influx of immigrants come in and they let a portion of them in. Why? And they legalize them and they give them the right to do what?
Work.
No. Say it again. That's a priest, a vote. Because the Democratic Party know that the immigrants will vote Democrats. So they let them in every election year. Mark my words. Go look back at every election year. This year's election year. Who do we have? Influx of Haitians now. I'm starting to realize a certain trend here. Every election year, you have a group of immigrants. They're fighting, should we let them in? And then they're fighting, okay, we're going to let this portion in. And we're going to give them the right to vote. But vote Democrat. Here's how it will backfire on them. They're allowing more and more of our soldiers to come in here.
Yeah.
And when America turned upside down, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians would gather themselves together.
Right.
And we would bring this place to their knees.
Yeah.
We would bring America to their knees. That's what you get for being greedy.
That's what.
And with that, I'm going to close the class out by saying with ISUPK coming on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the Command and General Yohana, with the Passover coming up next week, April the 20th. All right, to 21st. What is it? April the 20th, right? On the Saturday the 20th. Sundown. It's going to be Raleigh, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? You definitely want to come to the Pass. Don't even think about it, man. If you could make it, just come. Just buy that ticket, man. Get someone to watch some babies, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit up the ISUPK. Trust me, we'll help you get there. You know what I'm saying? If you need somewhere to stay, you have tons of sisters that's going to be having hotels that they don't mind hosting another sister to come and sleep in the hotel that day with them, you know what I'm saying, or that weekend or whatever the hell it may be. You know what I'm saying? We would house you, will get you out there, you know what I'm saying, get you to the Passover. You come with your people, man, and trust me, it'd be an event that you would never, ever, ever forget. Ever gonna forget. Let me say, don't forget. Gather yourself together, a nation not desired. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget who we are. Right. We're oppressed people. We're living in the end days, and God ordained us to gather ourselves together. And with that, I say shalom.